What's up, everyone? South Chicago Chef back. Just got home from vacation and feel like a slob because I ate everything in New York and Delaware and Maryland and Pennsylvania. I did get on the scale. I only gained a few pounds, so now it's the time to take those pounds off. So one of my favorite appetizers that I love doing is just a very simple seared ahi tuna. So I'm gonna show you how to prepare it in less than 5 minutes. Here we go. All right, let's take a look what we got here. Got Tony on the camera today, by the way. This is just a very simple piece of tuna. It's about 5-ounce piece of tuna, and I go to the butcher at Sprouts, which is our local little farmer's market-ish. It's a major grocery chain now, but best price for all of the produce, and they have a really good meat selection. So I go in there and get one little piece of this. It's about $2 to $3, depending on if it's on sale or not. And then I make a real simple little spice rub. And all this is just a little salt, a little pepper, and a little cayenne, and that's it. I like spicy. You see me put a lot of spice on everything. So what I do is just dust this off real quick on this side. And then what we're gonna do is just sear this quickly in a pan that I already have started in the back. All right, let's get some seasoning on this side. You don't wanna kill it with too much seasoning. You just wanna give it a nice coating so it'll crust up on the outside. So let's let that sit for a second. Pat it up a little bit, get all that seasoning on there. All right, so let's come over here and check it out. So I'm gonna take one glove off so I can work with this. I just have a little bit of olive oil here, and I've had this pan on high. I actually turned it down to medium. If you could pull in here real quick, Tone, you'll be able to see a little bit of smoke coming out of that pan. This is one of these things where this pan's gotta be screaming hot. And so that's exactly what I want it to do. So once I put this little olive oil in there, not too much. I don't wanna kill it with oil. I'm gonna grab this piece of fish. And just like we learned in the seafood cioppino, when we put this fish, so I wanna make sure that I get a nice coating in the bottom there. Just pulling away from the side a little bit. We put this fish in with this glove on away from us. All right. So this is a quick. I like mine like pretty medium rare. So I'm gonna give this about 25 to 30 seconds on this side and then 25 to 30 seconds on the other side. What you can do when it's in here is just spin it around. Make sure that it goes to the hot part. See how it just, you heard that kind of flare up a little bit? The reason why you heard that flare up is because I moved it to the hot part of the pan, because the fish was only covering this much of the pan. There was this much more of the pan that it didn't hit. So I just moved it around a little bit to get a good crust on it. I'm gonna do that same thing to the other side too. How much time would you say it's been, Tone? About 20 seconds?
Yeah, about.
All right. It's a little thicker on this side, so I'm gonna actually go to 30 on this. I do have some good smoke coming off that. That's exactly what I need this pan to look like. This is a little technique that you have to make sure that, because you got a very hot pan here. So what I want to do is get under that piece of fish, kind of press the top, and just do the same thing, kind of laying it out backwards, or the other side, I should say. So it's, as you can see, pulling tight here, Tone, you can see on the outside part here, you got that good, nice crust forming on the outside. And we're going to just kind of pat it down so that it gets in contact with the pan. We want it to go to, yeah, there we go. Little fire. That was an unprompted little fire. That's good. That means we were in a hot part of the pan. I'm gonna move it to the other side of the hot part of the pan. I'm gonna go 12 more seconds on this thing. This is purely eyeing it, right? So I know that right now, based on how I touch it, it's still very soft. It's gonna be medium to medium rare in the beginning, in the middle. So now, fire off. Just set this aside. So now what we're gonna do with this is go right to the refrigerator. I like to eat my tuna cold. So I put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour, more like 2 hours. But in the meantime, what I do while that's getting cold is make this quick little, let's call it a sauce to put it in. I think it's more of a, it's like a spicy sauce. So real quick, easy sauce. One of my favorite things in the world. Make sure that we can see this label here. Sambal Oelek. So if you've ever been to P.F. Chang's, they used to have it at P.F. Chang's, but if you've ever been to Payway, you know that little jar of the red peppers that they have with a little spoon in it? That's Sambal Oelek. That's what's in there. I would eat this with every meal if I could. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put one spoonful of sambal in there. I'm gonna go a spoon and a half, let's call it, because I like it spicy. Spoon and a half of sambal. Let's call that teaspoon and a half of garlic. Let's call that a little bit of chopped cilantro. And then I got about a half of a lemon in here. So I'm gonna take that half of a lemon, put that lemon juice in there, and then I'm gonna finish it off with this less sodium soy sauce, just to cover it. So what I wanna do is just get enough of this soy sauce in here to where when I stir this up now, it just makes like a little paste. All right, that's like a little cilantro, garlic, soy sauce, and chili paste. Then we're gonna slice that tuna thin after it comes out of the refrigerator, and I show you this real quick, easy appetizer, seared tuna. Right, so it's been 2 hours on this tuna. If you want to come in and see, here's what I did. I just took a jalapeno and did it on my gas grill just to get a little char on it. So now what we're gonna do is, what I like to do first, so that I can kind of equal it out, is cut this right down the middle. Let's see. Oh yeah, nice and medium. And then I like, I don't know, about that thick. How thick is that? What'd you say? I don't know, 1/4 inch maybe? 1/4 inch thick. So now watch. I'm just gonna do some slices here. Do one more, and then what I'll do is I'll slice this jalapeno just on the bias, which just means at an angle. I just did this so it's a little smoky. And then I'll just put this little jalapeno on the top. Now, again, remember, I like really spicy. You can leave this out if you don't want. It's almost, look at that, it's almost as long as that piece, almost like I planned it to be that way. Okay. All right, to finish this, remember that sauce that we made? I put that in the fridge too, so that it gets a little cool, and I just drizzle a little bit of that sauce on there. A little bit, not too much. It's got cilantro in it, it's got the sambal, soy sauce, lime juice. It smells delicious, you can talk. And then last, that already has some lime juice in it, but that just kind of gives it a little fresh, just a couple little squirts of lime. So before we do the end, someone asked me, why don't you try the food before you finish? So here's a seared tuna, little grilled jalapeno topper with, I don't even know what I call that sauce, just like a little spicy sauce to put on top. That's delicious, and that's the end.